The safety and well-being of children should be a paramount concern for any civilized society. Yet, behind closed doors, a hidden epidemic rages on, the abuse and exploitation of innocent lives. These crimes, often shrouded in secrecy and shame, leave lasting scars on their victims, fracturing their childhoods and casting long shadows over their futures. The statistics are staggering and the stories heartbreaking. We must confront this issue head-on, shedding light on the dark corners where abuse festers and demanding justice for those who have suffered in silence. The pervasiveness of crimes against children knows no boundaries, affecting children of all ages, backgrounds, and socioeconomic statuses. This is not a problem confined to certain communities or demographics. It is a societal ill that demands our collective attention. We can no longer afford to turn a blind eye to the suffering of the most vulnerable among us. It is time to break the silence, expose the perpetrators, and build a world where every child can grow and thrive free from fear and harm. Crimes against children take on many forms, each leaving its own devastating mark on young lives. Physical abuse, often the most visible form, encompasses acts of violence that inflict physical pain and injury. These acts can range from hitting, slapping, and kicking to more severe forms of violence, such as burning, choking, or shaking. The physical scars left behind are a stark reminder of the trauma endured. But the invisible wounds, the psychological and emotional damage can run even deeper. Sexual exploitation, another abhorrent form of abuse, encompasses a range of criminal activities, including child sexual abuse, child pornography, and child trafficking. These heinous acts rob children of their innocence, leaving them emotionally scarred and vulnerable to long-term psychological issues. Neglect, a less overt form of abuse, involves the failure to provide for a child's basic needs, including physical, emotional, and medical care. Children who suffer from neglect often experience developmental delays, learning difficulties, and social and emotional problems. The impact of abuse and neglect extends far beyond immediate physical injuries or emotional distress. These experiences can have profound and long-lasting consequences on a child's development, affecting their physical health, mental well-being, and ability to form healthy relationships. Victims of abuse are at an increased risk for a wide range of problems, including post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression, substance abuse, and suicidal thoughts and behaviors. The trauma of abuse can also manifest in physical health problems. Research has shown a strong correlation between childhood abuse and a higher risk of developing chronic diseases such as heart disease, stroke, cancer, and diabetes in adulthood. Furthermore, abuse can disrupt a child's cognitive development, leading to learning difficulties, poor academic performance, and a diminished capacity for future success. To truly grasp the devastating impact of crimes against children, we must listen to the voices of survivors. Their stories, often harrowing and heartbreaking, offer a glimpse into the dark reality of abuse and neglect. Dave Pelzer's autobiographical account paints a chilling portrait of the horrific abuse he endured at the hands of his alcoholic mother. Pelzer's story, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, highlights the urgent need for early intervention and the devastating consequences of unchecked abuse. The tragic case of Gabriel Fernandez, an 8-year-old boy who died in 2013 after enduring months of horrific torture and abuse by his mother and her boyfriend, serves as a stark reminder of the systemic failures that continue to plague child protective services. Despite numerous reports of abuse made to the Los Angeles County Department of Children and Family Services, Gabriel was left in the care of his abusers, ultimately leading to his untimely and preventable death. Section 5. Broken Systems, Broken Trust. The tragic case of Gabriel Fernandez exposes the deeply troubling reality of systemic failures within child protective services. Too often, these agencies are overwhelmed, understaffed, and ill-equipped to effectively protect vulnerable children. Cases fall through the cracks, warning signs are ignored, and children are left at risk of further harm. Justice for victims requires systemic change. The work of individuals like Tim Ballard, a former U.S. government agent who founded Operation Underground Railroad to rescue children from sex trafficking, highlights the global scope of this issue. Ballard's efforts, as depicted in the film, underscore the need for international cooperation and the tireless dedication required to combat this heinous crime. Section 6. A Call for Action: Legal and Systemic Reforms. Addressing the complex issue of crimes against children requires a multifaceted approach, encompassing legal reforms, systemic changes, and a shift in societal attitudes. We must strengthen existing laws and enact new legislation that reflects the gravity of these crimes. This includes enacting stricter penalties for offenders, improving the reporting and investigation of abuse, and providing greater support for victims and their families. Reforming child protective services is crucial. We must provide these agencies with the resources, training, and support they need to effectively fulfill their mandate of protecting children. This includes increasing funding for caseworkers, improving training programs, and implementing more rigorous oversight mechanisms. Section 7. Empowering communities, protecting children. Preventing crimes against children requires a collective effort. Communities must play an active role in protecting their most vulnerable members. Educating children about personal safety, teaching them how to recognize and report abuse, and fostering open communication within families are crucial steps. Schools can serve as vital partners in prevention efforts by implementing age-appropriate child abuse prevention programs, training teachers and staff to recognize and report signs of abuse, and creating supportive environments where students feel safe disclosing abuse. Section 8. Harnessing technology for prevention and intervention. In an increasingly digital age, we must leverage technology to combat crimes against children. Law enforcement agencies can utilize advanced technology to track down predators, identify victims, and dismantle online networks involved in child exploitation. Artificial intelligence and machine learning can be deployed to analyze large data sets and identify patterns of abuse, enabling law enforcement to intervene more quickly and effectively. Section 9. Breaking the silence, building a brighter future. The fight against crimes against children is not for the faint of heart. It requires unwavering commitment, tireless advocacy, and a refusal to accept the status quo. We must break the silence surrounding these crimes, challenge the stigma that prevents victims from coming forward, and create a culture where children feel safe to speak out. By working together, we can build a world where every child can live free from fear, where their voices are heard, their rights are protected, and their futures are bright.